Hey, what's up, guys? Here we are, number 13, lucky 13. Ryan, how you feeling? Good. Monster Motivator TV. If you're not sure who we are, what we do, we are a mobile live stream TV show that comes to you. And we search out entrepreneurs, business owners, nonprofits, people that are making a difference in their community. And I am pumped for this show today because on a personal level, I've been an MMA fan since day one, since the early 90s, the Hoist Gracie, the Shamrocks, the Hendos, and we're going to talk about that. So I'm excited to be here. We're at Dan Hendersons MMA gym in Temecula, California, and we're here with my buddy Ryan McAllister, who's the general manager of this whole facility. He's been the general manager for a few years now, right?
Yeah, going on 3.
Going on 3 years. Really turned a lot of things around, and they're giving back a ton of value to the community. And we're gonna hopefully have Dan on at a different episode. He's actually in training camp, right, for UFC 199.
Correct.
So he's got a big pay-per-view fight coming up. So he's in camp. I want to share with you and introduce you to Ryan. You know, Ryan's been an entrepreneur for years now. He's been in the management positions. He's been in a lot of different positions that, as business owners, as entrepreneurs, it's a lot of experience and wisdom that he could share that he's gone through, been there and done it. And, you know, I always say knowledge is unorganized information. Wisdom is what you want to get. So that being said, let me have Ryan introduce himself and share with us, you know, how you got started in this.
You started in everything?
Yeah, well, you actually been an entrepreneur for how long?
Going on 15 years?
Okay, so 15 years you had a personal training business.
Correct.
Okay.
Whoa.
Where did you start?
Where did I start in personal
Yeah.
training?
No, with entrepreneur.
It's just when I decided to go out on my own and leave the big corporate gyms and
Okay.
just kind of do my own thing. It just wasn't personal enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always, you know, a goal and then a higher goal, and it's just never enough. And
So you outgrew it. You really outgrew the corporate world?
I guess more.
When I say outgrew it, I mean mentally.
Yeah, mentally and just spiritually, I guess. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I didn't feel like I was doing what was right for me anymore.
So share with everyone, how did you take that leap? Because I'm a big guy on crushing through those fear barriers, right?
Yeah.
So was there a fear barrier involved when you made that decision?
Yeah, there always is, but I mean I'm thinking in my head right now, and I know it's hard for people to even sometimes do that once. I mean, even leaving that and coming here, that was the 3rd or 4th time I've done something like that. And it was funny, I was just having a conversation with my best friend from college. He was mentoring a kid on, you know, how to get into fitness and
Kind of start his own business.
well, yeah, just kind of, he's real green, like no experience doing anything, and it's a little bit of everything, where to start, where to go from there, you know, some advice on things to do. But anytime, nothing comes without taking a risk.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
sometimes it's a, you know, small risk. It may seem, you know, bigger in your head than it really is, and sometimes it's really a big risk. But there's no, you know, reward with that. And without doing that, sometimes you may never get where you actually really want to go without trying to do that, or at least attempting.
So then what? So then you kind of mentally, spiritually outgrew the big corporate gyms. You went on your own, and how was it in the beginning? Was it a struggle? Was it tough? Was it?
Not as tough as I thought it would be.
There you
Like,
go.
I guess in my head I had it built up.
This big monster, right?
Right.
Right.
And then when, you know, the transition actually happened, it was a lot,
Yeah.
you know, easier. I felt like basically like a weight was off my chest. I felt free,
Wow.
you know, almost, and just had a lot of fun.
You know, I'm going to touch on that. See, a lot of people just completely think about when you take that big leap, it's nothing but fear, and that big green hairy monster is going to come up and eat you. But if you listen to what Ryan said, it was reverse. It actually took the weight off his shoulders, and I'm a big believer that we're here for one reason, to evolve, grow, and move forward.
Right.
So that's where that feeling probably came from, because in his heart, in his mind, in his soul, he knew that he had to take that step. I call it our inner GPS, right? When we start to listen to it, we always wind up in the right position. When we don't, we wind up kicking ourselves. So then you started your own personal training. Was it all in SoCal, Southern California?
Yeah, it was actually out here. I had, I'd been with 24 Hour Fitness for a long time. I mean, starting there right when I got out of college. I went to a small town college in Fremont, Nebraska. When I got out of college, I moved to Omaha, which is the bigger city in Nebraska.
Are you from Nebraska?
No, I'm from Sacramento.
Okay.
But that was probably actually the first leap that I took. I got offered to go to school. I didn't even know what Nebraska was.
How about a culture shock, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, within a week, I loaded up my car and just drove out there by myself.
And you never saw a winter like that before, huh?
No, it snowed in October.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 8-month winter.
It was crazy, but
Did you enjoy it? Did you like
I
it?
had a blast. You know?
What did you get from it? Like, what are some of the life takeaways now that you look back?
I grew. You know, I evolved.
Kind of like pushed out of the nest.
Yeah.
You're right.
You know, I mean, I said it once a long time ago. I don't know if I'll say it exactly how I said it before, but it's like I was born in Oklahoma. I grew up in Sacramento. You know, I evolved, moving to Nebraska, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, became a man there a little bit, and then, you know, when I came out here, I really, you know, found out what, you know, being a man was, and kind of put it all together, and it's just evolution.
So you grew up in Sacramento, but you also grew up in Nebraska.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it continued to grow, you know, to a different level. Learned a lot of new things just about life in general. And met some of the best people I've ever met
out there.
Yeah, I mean,
still stay in contact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I stay in contact with friends I've had since the 6th grade.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, in Sacramento, and I've got, you know, pieces of them with me always. You know, who I am now is, you know, parts of all these people that I've met, you know, in my life in different places.
And you know, we were talking before we went live, and Ryan was sharing with me some of the things that he's done in order to get himself in a position where he's at now to run this whole organization. And you know, he was working at gyms, working behind the counter, right? Personal training, cleaning up, whatever it took to learn that industry. Is that what needed to be done?
Yeah, what I didn't say was, I mean, I started in the industry when I was maybe 12 years old.
Oh, okay.
Wow. My stepdad was a tennis pro.
Oh.
And so I was in mostly like country clubs and kind of, you know, living in them.
Yeah.
You know, as I just get home from school and go
there. That was his life.
Yeah, and then I took a job with a health club when I was, you know, 15, just doing whatever the owner wanted me to do. It was a privately owned health club. I think he had bought a 24-hour Nautilus or whatever when they sold.
At the time?
Yeah, and that was in Sacramento. I mean, he wanted me to move weights, I moved weights.
Whatever you needed to do.
Yeah.
So that kind of built your foundation for actually where you found yourself now. Let's kind of fast forward the clock. How did you get connected with Dan? How did you become the general manager here?
Well, at the time when I knew him, he was the vice president was the regional vice president of 24 Hour Fitnesses, and there's a correlation between UFC gyms and 24 Hour Fitness now, because the old owner now owns UFC Gym.
Yeah.
He took Adam with him for good reason, because Adam's
was the man, right?
He still is.
Yeah.
But now he's the president of the UFC gyms,
and he's actually turned it all around, from what I hear.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, they built it. The UFC gym is started by them, and he's had his hand in all that
from day one.
Yeah, anything that guy touches is gonna.
He's got the Midas touch.
Well, he works his ass off. You know what he does. Just good at what he does.
He just knows. So then you got connected through that?
Basically, yeah. I mean, I hadn't talked to him, you know, physically in years, but he had, I guess, approached Dan about, you know, turning Team Quest into the UFC gym when he got the space, and whatever didn't work out between them, but they stayed in touch. And when Dan, needed references for a manager, he asked Adam, and Adam recommended my name. Yeah.
Okay. And then you haven't looked back since.
No.
What are some of the things that you implemented? What are some of the things that you knew? Kind of give me an example. Like when I had Sports Nutrition Zone in Vista, right? It was a struggling sports nutrition store back in 2008. But when I looked at what they were doing, I saw things that in the marketing and the branding that I thought that I could do that they weren't implementing, and it worked out, luckily. But what are some of the things that you implemented that because I know you're seeing a huge change and you're
Right.
getting a lot of great traction. What are some of the things that you, as a business person?
Mostly just systems.
Okay.
Putting the right systems in place, making sure people are in the right positions that are right for them.
Right.
Not necessarily what they want. And I have some people still, mad at me for putting them in a different position. But sometimes what you want is not always what you're going to be best at. And it's like, the head coach of a football team, he might have this, guy he drafted as a wide receiver, but he sees he's going to be better as a defensive back.
Yes.
That wide receiver might not like that at first, but then he turns to DB and makes the Pro Bowl.
Right, and you know what? That's a great point because I speak on leadership, right? And it's really about your level of awareness in yourself, knowing your, enhancing your weaknesses, and then I always say double down on your strengths, right? So as a leader of this organization, you got to know who your players are. You got to know who your people are to put them in that winning position.
Right, and also just not having an ego and thinking that you know everything, because basically if I had come in here and tried to set it up and manage it like what I'm used to in a corporate
You would
gym,
have been a train wreck.
I would have been gone a long time ago. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of kicking your ego aside, and probably the first 3 months or so, I observed a lot and watched, and even before I got hired, I was coming in, nobody knowing who I was, and
Checking things out, yeah.
seeing what people were doing when nobody was watching.
Yeah.
And then
But that's to me, that's really wisdom, right? That really, you're not going to get that in a classroom. You're not going to get that in a book. You're going to get that from real life experience. So, and that's the difference between a leader and an effective leader is really relying on their background, on their wisdom, and then also, like you said, I don't know it all. Let me figure this out because, let me learn and then move forward and take educated steps. That's pretty much what you're saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right. And that's it. So, what kind of changes have you made in the gym? What are some of the things that you've implemented?
Well, the biggest thing is sales. I mean, there wasn't and kind of be careful with the word, is because there wasn't really a sales-driven system set in place.
Okay.
It's kind of just, we'll hang out here and sign up what comes in the door.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
The fact is, we're a gym, we're a large gym. We're 3-4 times the size of square footage as the old gym. We have probably 10 times the payroll.
Yeah.
And so what was working there wasn't going to work.
It's just too big.
It's too big. We needed numbers. We needed
And systems.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's
pretty much.
That's ultimately. What are some of the classes you offer?
We offer everything. Basically, at this facility here, you will not find what we offer anywhere else. As far as what we offer everything from your basic yoga class that everyone knows about to advanced, jiu-jitsu taught by one of the best coaches in the world. All of our coaches here are the best anywhere around. They're all the same coaches that train our fighters, our fight team. The same guys you see in Dan Henderson, Sam Alvey's corner. These are the guys teaching, our normal member who comes in to train. A member can come in, they can take Muay Thai in the morning, they can come back at night, take strength and conditioning, run by, a certified personal trainer, which
And you said you had yoga?
We have yoga, we have spin, Pilates. The best thing I like about our fitness classes is they're not the traditional like step class or cardio bag. We have really different personalities here. So a lot of our fighters teach classes. They teach the fitness classes, and they all have different personalities. They all have their own, ways of teaching, and I like that about them. So
melting pot.
I don't make them follow like a curriculum for a class, or we don't buy into, a certain, I forget what they used to call them, program or whatever, and follow what
They
they
just
teach.
bring their own flavor.
Yeah. And they kill it. They have, packed classes every single day. Every class we offer is, packed, but we have the facility to accommodate, anywhere from 20 to 50 people.
But that goes back to an effective leader. Like Steve Jobs said, when I hire, I'm not looking to micromanage them. I'm hiring them so they can do their job and move us forward. Right? So you're not trying to put them in a box.
No.
You want them to actually bring their flavor, so then people can, hey, I like this guy, or I like this lady, I connect with this one. They feel a little more connected.
Right. But as far as employees, I like employees to remain themselves and be the individual, as long as they know what their job is.
There's guidelines, right? Sure.
And so I like them to have the freedom to just come in and be themselves and have fun.
And that's a huge point that needs to be highlighted, because I talked about this in my keynote. It's really about creating an atmosphere where people feel like they're a part of something. And when they feel like they're a part of something, it makes your job so much easier, because when you're not here, it's still going to run the way it needs to be ran. But still to this day with Nutrition Zone, my employees, if I'll go to the fights with them or something, we still hang out. They'll say, hey, what I loved about it is I felt like it was part of my business, And to me, that's I take a lot of pride in that, and that sounds like what you're really accomplishing here.
Right. I think everyone that works here takes ownership in this place.
See, that's huge. That's huge. That's really the recipe for success. Do you want to show them around the gym?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So, for those of you that are not sure, Dan Henderson is a complete living legend in the mixed martial arts world. He's also a collegiate Greco-Roman wrestler for us, or Olympic.
Yeah, two-time Olympic.
Two-time Olympian for Greco-Roman, right?
Yeah. For
the United States. He's just, if there's anybody on this earth that was put here to be a warrior, it's Hendo. So I'm excited to be here. Let's show you around. We're actually in his office now, and you can see some of the belts that he's won, some of the awards that he's won. Like I said, a true living legend in the sport. A real stand-up guy, great guy in the community.
Right.
I know he's really interested in the community.
Oh, he's huge in the community.
Yeah.
And everyone loves him just because he's approachable.
He's just such a regular guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just a regular guy, just a down-to-earth guy. So let's go take a look. You can see some of his pictures on the wall. As you can tell, I'm a huge fan. Oh, so you even have a...
Yeah, we have daycare.
So they got daycare here. What are your hours for daycare?
The daycare opens at 9. In the morning, 9 to 12:30. Then we're back open at 4 to 7:30.
Okay.
That's Monday through Friday, Saturday 9 to 8.
Okay. And then Sunday, are you open on Sundays?
The gym's open Sunday, but there's no classes and no daycare.
Okay. And then what we'll do after this stream, we'll share all your information, how they can work out with you. Okay. So obviously we have the entrance, the audience is here, and real octagon. So we have full-size, I guess, UFC standard octagon, right? Yes, it is. Yeah.
They have 2 different sizes. This is the bigger one.
Okay. So and then you guys actually train in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we have, for the most part, our fight team, pro practice, they'll spar in there, get ready for the fights, and we have some classes take place in there as well.
How many guys do you have with contracts with the UFC? So they actually have 3 guys under, not including Hendo. Including Hendo, they got 3 guys under contract right now with the UFC. I mean, this is as real and legit as you're going to get. And let's see what else they got. You got some cardio kickboxing. So what do we have here? What's he teaching?
It's called cage tactics. So the thing, Team Quest is, they've been known for a lot of things, but one of the bigger things is their wall work, their work against the cage, and fights. And right now, Sam Alvey teaches that. I guess for the most part, it comes from the wrestling background, just the experiences of the team. Team Quest has been around for a long time.
Yeah, and a lot of people wouldn't even think that there was a strategy for the fence, and there is. It's just part of the world. And then we have, so that's what he's doing here?
Yeah. Well, see, the gym can accommodate, up to 5, sometimes 6 classes at a time. And that's what you see. So on this side of the mat, we have cage tactics. The kids programs just finished up. We have Sam teaching cage tactics. On the other side, we have Ian, who's a 2-time All-American wrestler, teaching wrestling.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can probably see down here is the wrestling practice, and then we have the cage. Sam Alvey's actual UFC fighter in the blue shirt right there, and he's teaching techniques on how to fight against the cage. How big is the facility?
17.5.
Yeah. Okay.
And just the mats alone are about 4,000 square feet.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Bigger.
Take a walk down here.
Yeah,
Or,
we're somewhere across,
okay.
We can't walk on the mats.
Yeah. So they got about 17,000 square feet of training facility, everything from yoga to real life MMA. So come on back.
That's cool. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's something new. We've got a full setup of machine weights, brand new, for the most part, new hoist equipment. A whole area for strength and conditioning. Basically a bunch of bars, barbells, bumper plates.
Yeah.
Right now we can go by, kind of show some of the other classes that are going on. I actually have 3 classes on the mat.
There's actually 3 classes on the mat right now.
In the middle here is it's a females only jiu-jitsu class. It's taught by Alexis Dufresne, who's the only female black belt in the area. She's basically a phenom. She's fought in the UFC twice.
Oh, really?
She's signed with Bellator now, but it's a good way for, some women who aren't comfortable jumping into the classes with, guys to get started, or they can just, come and...
So it's just every level.
Yeah.
I mean, every level.
Well, that's kind of where I was going with, what the gym's able to accommodate is everything. We have the daycare, where parents can bring their kids, put their, kids in the daycare if they have younger ones, put the other kids in class, and then they can come, and work out while their kids are training.
Yeah, so what you're really doing is taking all the excuses away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Making it happen. So we have the jiu-jitsu here. What do we have? Wrestling down here?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the 2-time All-American?
Yeah, Ian.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. And what do we got here?
Here's one of AJ's classes.
Who's AJ?
AJ is also a professional fighter. She's actually one of our more experienced female professional fighter. She's signed with Bellator right now, but she's also a certified personal trainer.
Oh, wow.
She just runs killer classes, amazing classes. You can see, I mean, every one of her classes is going to have 15 to 20 people in it. Everything she does, there's a program that's being followed. There's a purpose for, you know, what they're doing in every class.
Real game plan.
Right.
And is she Monday through Friday? When can they?
Oh yeah, Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. for strength and conditioning classes. But then she teaches evening classes on Monday and Wednesday.
Okay.
Tuesday and Thursday night at 6 o'clock.
Now, where can they find these schedules? On your
online
website?
Yeah,
So,
Hendersons, our brother.
and we'll give you all that information, but you can find all this information out on their website. Anything else you want to show us that you got going? Yeah. So we're going through the weight room right now. It's all hoist equipment, great stuff. Okay, so we got actually a full fitness room in here, spin classes. What else are you doing there? Yoga?
Yoga, Pilates. We have, she's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, but she's my,
I like that.
she's my assistant sales manager. She's a professional fighter. She's on this season of The Ultimate Fighter.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Her name's Ashley Yoder. She teaches the abs and butt class in there. She also does some one-on-one fighting.
Wow.
Stuff like that. We've got a lot of different classes that go on there. Everything from your traditional stuff you've heard of before to stuff you've never heard of before.
Let's show them. So this is whatever you want from A to Z. Yoga, spin class, Pilates class, whatever you want, they really have it. They have it under one roof with some of the best trainers actually in the world. So, and that makes a big difference because you're really getting real life experience. You're getting that wisdom like we talked about from the real world. So if you have kids and they want to get into MMA, they want to get into wrestling, or they just want to try jiu-jitsu, or they just want to get into shape, you know, get them away from the computer for a while, this is the place to go. The parents, same thing. We're taking all the excuses away so you can get in here, get into shape, and really become part of a family. Would you say? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the ultimate goal.
Well, yeah, that's why most of the people stay here is because they feel they are part of something. And
They feel connected.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't. That was my whole reason for leaving the corporate gym. Was everything just being a number. No faces or names to it. Here we know everyone's name.
Yeah.
Like I said, Ashley's on the Ultimate Fighter. We meet every Wednesday at Tilted Kill. Have a viewing party there.
So how many members do you have now?
We're approaching 900.
Beautiful. So almost you're getting close to 1,000 members, and it just keeps growing.
Right.
Now, where do you see this? Do you think he's going to be opening up other locations, or is he going to focus on this?
I hope you stay with this.
Right.
But, yeah.
Getting up on your plate.
Yeah, I mean, if they choose to, open some more, maybe smaller ones in the future.
But that's where your systems come in place. You can't do it without those systems. Yeah, I mean, I learned the hard way with some other businesses. You need those systems, and you need the people.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you gotta.
Yeah. I mean, you do. You have to have the right people in place, but also the right leadership, right? That is the whole goal is to create other leaders, not followers. And that's how you weed out the people that are really going to be effective for you, your organization. Is you want the people that have the potential to be leaders within your organization, and that's what Ryan does. That's why he's been so successful. So these are things that you want to take with you. It doesn't matter what industry you're in; it's all the same recipe, right? Just different ingredients. That's all it is. So we have the cardio kickboxing.
Yeah, that's actually Gustavo. He's been Dan's personal boxing coach for years. He's the boxing coach for our fight team, and he runs a phenomenal class as well. He's another one. I shouldn't just single out people. Pretty much everyone here plays a lot of different parts. Yeah. They're able to do a lot of different things, and they can all step up and fill in if needed. But everyone loves this fitness. Well, they love to hate it, but
right? It's a love-hate relationship.
they love this stuff.
That means you're doing something right.
Right.
Now you have upstairs.
Nothing upstairs yet.
Just but you're gonna.
Correct. Well, eventually we're gonna start. We gotta do some things with the city first. You know, get some things approved.
You got a lot of room up there.
Right. And there's some plans, you know, put upstairs in the future, but we're a little ways off from it.
Okay. And you know, anybody that's even thinking about it, right? Just come in, sit down, and you can do an actual walkthrough, right? And do a tour and give them a lot of great information on. If you're not even sure, just come on in and ask for Ryan, and they'll help you out. Now you're here what, Monday through Saturday?
Monday through Saturday.
Monday through Saturday. And if you're not here, someone will help.
If I'm not here, somebody will be here to help you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're interested in trying it, just want to look around, just come in. Anyone's welcome. We can help everyone here. So.
Yeah, there's no egos. Egos are parked out at the door, and it's just a fun atmosphere. It's a great energy. Anything else you want to share that I put out there that I'm not aware of?
No, I mean, they pretty much touched on everything.
Okay.
You know, I mean, people are watching this and they're, you know, definitely, you know, interested in being a part of something big, you know, and changing their lives, you know, for the better in any way. You know, members here in general come here for so many different reasons, you know, from, you know, just had a kid today who's, you know, getting bullied, wants to work on his self-confidence, and, you know, we can do that for him here.
See, that's a huge thing, because at the end of the day, you could be so politically correct, you can try and say the right things, but at the end of the day, the only way to stop a bully is to step up. That's just the bottom line. And I call fear barriers the bully, right? So whether it's a fear barriers in your mind that you need to step up to, or a physical bully, right? That's the only way to get your lunch money back. I mean, that's what it is. That's what I truly believe. And I don't buy into a lot of the political correctness, because at the end of the day, that's not the real world. And if your kid is getting bullied, this is where you want to be, so they can get their lunch money back. Because that's what's going to build their self-esteem, their self-image, to make them a productive person in society. And that's ultimately the parents' job. That's what they need to do.
Right.
That's just the reality.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a big step in general for even the parents to, you know, recognize that. And a lot of parents nowadays don't even know, you know, their kids are getting bullied.
They're not even aware.
They're too busy working or
sure.
else they don't know what their kids are going through. You know.
Have you seen, what kind of changes have you seen in kids when they come in versus, you know, after they've been here a while, as far as their personality?
Big changes. We've had kids that have come in and, you know, are afraid to even talk.
So you got
another class starting.
So you got kids coming in here that won't even make eye contact in the very beginning, right? Won't even really talk, and then after what, a few months, you start to see a big change.
Yeah, it depends on the kid.
Yeah.
Kids are different, but the ones that stick with it, you know, they get that, you know, self-confidence and, you know, to really kind of step out of their shell. And, you know, and the way everyone is here, it's hard for them not to do, because people here are going to say hi to them, they're going to introduce themselves, you know, they're going to talk.
Bring them in.
Right. Make them feel, you know, part of the family.
Yeah, and so just being around this world, just being around this this atmosphere is going to make a huge difference in your kids, in yourself. So just take the action, come on out, meet Ryan, and if you have any